This is Timothy Groves, president and founder of Time to Move Ministries, and it's time for 2 Minutes with Tim on Tuesdays at 2. I'm here on location in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. You can see the sand and the ocean behind me and the palm trees. It's a beautiful day here in Myrtle Beach. And looking at the Atlantic Ocean, I think of that line from the song that says, "If grace were an ocean, we'd all be sinking." That makes me think about the word grace. Somebody once said grace, G-R-A-C-E, stands for God's riches at Christ's expense. And we gained the riches of God because of the expense that Jesus paid himself. But you know, grace isn't just God's riches at Christ's expense. Grace is really the power to do what God has called us to do. You know, I hear people say, "Thank God that I'm under grace," as if it's a permission or a license for them to live any way they want. But folks, that's not true. Grace is power. It is the power to do what God has commanded us to do. I love what Ephesians 2:8 says, "For by grace you have been saved through faith." It is a gift of God. It's not of works. We can't boast about what we can do. It's all about God's grace. And so, folks, you've been saved by God's grace. You've been given His grace. You're kept by grace. So listen, take the grace of God, the power to do what He's called you to do, and live every day in that grace. Don't think that just because you're under grace, you can go sin and do whatever you want and live any way you want. That's not grace. That might be what we call greasy grace, but that's not real grace. Real grace will enable you to live godly and to live holy in Christ Jesus. And we understand that it's not legalism, it's not works, but it is by His grace. So I pray that you receive the grace of God today. And remember, if grace were an ocean, we'd all be sinking. Until next week, be blessed.